This is the One Girl Revolution podcast, a podcast that highlights the stories of world-changing women and girls across the country. We hope that these stories inspire you, but even more so, we hope that these stories help you to see your own value, your purpose, and your power to change the world through your life. Every woman and girl is a One Girl Revolution. Welcome back to the One Girl Revolution podcast. It's your girl, Kate, here. Today's episode is a really special one, and I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, but so many incredible guests have been on the One Girl Revolution podcast recently, so if you've missed an episode, go back and listen. And heck, go back to the beginning. We have had hundreds of women and girls, inspiring women and girls, world changers, incredible women and girls who are transforming the world through their lives. And so go back and listen to the hundreds of women and girls that we've had on this podcast. You don't want to miss a single one. But back to today's guest. Today's guest is one of the sweetest and smartest women you will ever meet. She had me laughing. She had me choking up with tears in my eyes. She is so incredible, and I'm so excited to introduce you to her. Today's guest is Collette Divitto, founder of Collettey's Cookies and Collettey's Leadership Program, and so much more. This woman has done so many incredible things, and I asked her in the middle of the episode if she ever sleeps, because she was listing off all of the incredible things that she does and has done, and she said she doesn't, and I believe her. I don't think she sleeps very much with all of the incredible work that she's doing. Collette was born with Down syndrome, and from a young age, she developed a passion for baking. After years of perfecting her recipes, she created her now famous amazing cookie, a cinnamon chocolate chip cookie that lived up to its name. But as much as Collette loved baking, she also dreamed of building a career. After graduating from college and moving to Boston, she applied for so many jobs. She went on countless interviews, and despite her qualifications and her hard work, she was met with rejection after rejection. But instead of letting rejection define her, Collette decided to create her own path. She turned her passion for baking into a business, founding Collettey's Cookies not only as a way to share her delicious cookies with the world, but also as a way to create jobs and opportunities for others with different abilities. Collette spoke often throughout this episode about different abilities, and I loved that. I love that we're focusing on how each and every one of us is different. Each and every one of us is unique, and every single one of us has different abilities, differences. And our different abilities are also the key to our ability to change the world through our lives. After Collette started Collettey's Cookies, her story quickly went viral, and she has since been featured on Good Morning America, CNN, in People magazine, on BBC, Inside Edition, and so many others. Collettey's Cookies has sold hundreds of thousands of cookies, and they have employed so many people, many of whom have disabilities or different abilities. And Collette uses her platform to advocate for greater inclusion and employment opportunities for people of all abilities. But Collette's impact doesn't stop with cookies. Through her nonprofit, Collettey's Leadership Program, she empowers others with disabilities through entrepreneurship and leadership classes, helping them discover their own gifts, strengths, and opportunities to succeed. Collette is truly one smart cookie, and I know you're going to be inspired by her story. So let's jump right in. Here's my conversation with Collette. Collette, welcome to the One Girl Revolution podcast.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be on this amazing podcast. Thank you so much, Kate. I'm so happy.
I am so happy to have you on, and you are doing such incredible work, and you are such a beacon of light in our world. And I was so excited to talk to you, and now I'm so excited to share you and your story with our listeners. So before we get into any of my questions, I would love to just give you the floor so you can share your story in the way that you want. So take it away, Collette.
Thank you. So I always love baking. Since I was in my younger age. since I always love baking every weekend at home as my fun hobby. I make cakes, pies, I make all of those fun things. I still I still to do them just for fun. But turns out I was really good at baking. I actually told my mom Rosemary, a fellow, is probably read into if you have her, is to put me into a baking classes. Who always loved baking, who is so good at baking since I found out I was really good at it. So when I was in high school, as my freshman year, I was being bullied. I had no friends. I did not have a social life, but actually I was feeling down on myself more and more. And that's exactly why I want to continue feeling that way. And and that's what I actually decided to do is stop baking, cakes, pies, peanut pies. I miss all the fun things. And then that's when I kind of, I was really good at it, at baking. Always be my best friend, always. But then during, but then when I was, no, but then after high school, I went to college. I actually got accepted at this lab skills program. Um, down at South Carolina. I went to Clemson. I went to Clemson University. I was I was actually part of this lab skills left program is learn about jobs and friends and also independent living. So that's cooking, opening my own big account. That's it all from college. I love college so much when I high school because high school was very hard on me, but at college it doesn't feel that way. It's so different. So I actually graduated early as their 3 year left skills program in just 2 years. And after college, after I actually graduated from college, I moved to Boston. So since I first moved to Boston, I was taught to look for jobs. Who really wants to do is to make money to earn a living. Who wants to live independently by myself. Who wants to do is to pay all my bills on time, not being late. That is part of independent is all about. And but besides, like me, I went on jobs and jobs. I think I spent hours. I think I spent hours like at different companies is to discuss with is to go is to go meet is to go meet with the CEO at the different companies like at the tall buildings is to learn about of their position is. But turns out that days later they kind of call me they actually sent me this long email saying that, saying about Colette, that is me. It was between me do in person, but at the time we feel you are not a real fit because of me, because because of me who have disabilities. I didn't like to say disabilities. I prefer saying divorce. I prefer saying divorce abilities. But turns out I got rejections 16 times over and over. And this is it's just hurts me so badly. I was not happy. I was really sad. And that's why I know exactly with people who have a diverse abilities who couldn't find jobs, who want to do is to make money, who want to live independently, just like me. Exactly what I have been dealing with to find jobs. But turns out, I really want to do is to put samples of my amazing cookie. That is actually called cinnamon chocolate chip cookie. To have to is to bring my cookies to this to this local pocket here in Boston near by my home is to talk to this owner at the at the pocket place is to have a cookies is to put my cookies right on a shelf space, which I did, and the owner who loves my cookies very much, he really wants to. They really want to do is to sell them. By the way, they have been selling them more and more. All of the customers love my cookies so much, and that is exactly why they wanted 100 packages by the end of the week. No, sorry, not the week. Sorry, by the end of the day, and that's when that is exactly when I started my own company. I make non-different types of cookies. I have is 70 chocolate oatmeal muslin, heavy quick with peanut butter, gluten-free, and also I have two new cookies I do make. Those are actually called short. It's called shortbread. And my second one, that one is called a dark chocolate espresso cookie. Who loves? We all depends on people who love coffee, who loves eating dark chocolate. I combine coffee and also dark chocolate all in one cookie. And funny as I do have it has a two ant cookies. They make actually like in a one big cookie. Now it's actually they are actually all milk with one and my 7 chocolate ones. They are like all in one big cookie. Where into my bags. Polyas. I have patches. Those are actually called crispy cinnamon chocolate and also crunchy oatmeal raisin. those are my retail bags. They are actually at they are sublet, home goods, muscles, TJ Maxx, muscles, like at different pocket places and also at different
That's
places, also
amazing.
at different locations. I have I have I have two books. First book is called Colette in Kindergarten. I have a second book. It's called Colette in the Grid. And right now, I am working on my third book. I am writing more books of me being in a I am writing more books that me in a that me as that me being a middle school all the way up to my cricket company. I do have on a podcast. I have all the things happening. I love doing so much. But number one thing is so important to me and my company is not only big is um it's my it's my it's my mission. My mission is actually about is to is actually about cre um um is actually about creating more and more jobs for people who have diverse appearances. So, and also I started my own company in 2016. That was in December. And I do hired half of people who have a diverse appearances, and also on behalf of people who do not have diverse appearances. I do half and half of people with and also without. And I have 15 employees. And also I run second company that is called Co so as my second company, the one is called Co Leadership. I have been doing is to teach David. I have been doing is teaching. I have been teaching David classes is to empower other people with who have with a diverse appearances. And yes, so pretty much I have been doing a lot of incredible things. I and then also as my me as my the me being my own boss who makes all of my own decisions in my company. So I don't mind of it. I love being busy and just I love my company. I love my but having my mom as my partner in my company, it means to me a lot. Because I cannot do this, that because I don't know how to own my own company at the very beginning. Who doesn't know about business, but besides, I do know about baking, but that's different of business and baking. But for business, I learn business. United States, my own company is all for my mom. Was me a fan. She is actually entrepreneur and also she needs to have her own company. So I learned that all from her. So she's my hero. She's my walks is my role model, and having her is so important. So,
Yeah, shout out to your mama. Shout out to Rosemary.
yeah, was me a fair.
Every day, women and girls are changing the world, lifting up their communities, and making a difference. At One Girl Revolution, we are dedicated to highlighting the stories of world changing women and girls to inspire the world. But we can't do it alone. This year, we're celebrating 6 years of telling these world changing stories, and we need your help to keep it going. Become a monthly donor by giving just $6 a month in honor of our anniversary. Every dollar, every single dollar fuels our mission, keeping the podcast going, expanding our reach, and making sure these voices and these stories are heard far and wide. If you believe in the power of women's voices and their stories, if you want to be a part of the revolution, donate today. Go to onegirlrevolution.com/donate and be a part of the revolution. Collette, do you ever sleep? You do so much. You went through all the list of everything. How do you do it all? Do you sleep?
Honestly, Kate, I couldn't sleep now, and and I couldn't sleep because 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 having my own company changed my whole changed my having my own company is that I can save not because I'm so speechless because let me sleep at night it's very hard to do because I always think about business a lot, and that's why I always do, and that's why I do know how to do is to turn it off, and that's very hard to do, and that's why I have to do. It helps me a lot if I do get stressed or to think or my mind is talking to me and just having lots of ideas of my business helps me a lot is take long walks. Just on the weekends, going to church every Sunday, which I am Catholic. I'm going to the gym, reading, talking to people, like as family. But since I have no friends here in Boston, I have one good friend. It helps me easy to talk to them. So
Yeah. Well, you are so amazing and what you're
yeah.
doing through your own story and you created this space for opportunity for you, but now you've created opportunity for so many people, which is so beautiful and so inspiring to me. And I have something in common with you, many things, but one thing is I love to bake. And my mom loved to bake. And when you were telling the story about you and like how you found this love for baking, I was thinking about myself and my own story of learning how to bake. And I do something called stress baking,
Oh my
Collette.
goodness,
So when
that's
I stress
me.
out,
I always do it all the time. My God, like baking always calms me down so much. But with cooking stresses me out a lot. And that's actually why I have no patience in cooking, but I do have patience of baking. So baking is part of sauce. You have to do is a follow lots of steps is to learn about baking, and that's why baking actually does that of those things is it can be organized, being neat, it can be well on practice like this. So that's why I have that skill. But with cooking, I always do is to for cooking. I am a good cook, but not always. But for me, for cooking, I always do is food. I always do is just me for cooking is I always put food in the oven and just eat it. I have no patience in cooking ever. But baking I do because baking is is always been my favorite thing I love doing. But cooking, no. Choose
Yeah.
themselves for cooking, yeah. Baking, choose themselves, yes. Because cooking is not my thing. But I know that it's but but honestly I knew baking by myself and because I did not because I did not because I did not knew baking from my mom or my sister or from family such friends. I only knew baking all by myself. That's why I really good at it. That's why I may not let anyone if you bake my cookies without me because I know about baking than way more than everyone else. So that's why. Her mom, hell no. She's so bad at baking because she makes a lot of mistakes. She always makes such a big mess. I found one eggshell on the floor.
Mm.
And then also I do have so since I do have a sister, her name is Clay. She have exactly the same last name as me. Last time when she baked my cookies, I had to tell Clay, you have to bake my cookies for 9 minutes. But guess what? She put it for 9 hours. Yep. That is all for my sister. Oh, 9 hours. It has to be 9 minutes, 9 hours. So
That's
that's why she's
crazy.
not there baking. She's not. That's why.
Colette, what's your favorite thing to bake and what's your favorite thing that you bake to eat?
Are you talking about like for business
No, it
or
could be anything. Yeah, what's your favorite thing to bake and what's your favorite thing that you bake that you like to eat?
okay, so my favorite thing is to bake is is pies. But
Oh.
actually I do so I make other things too. I make new dividends. I only learned how to make those things when I was at high school. I'm doing my freshman year. But besides, I make old things, new things. But I know it's very hard at first, but I just know how. Like since I know how to bake. But my favorite thing is bake is pies. But I'm going to tell you why. Every every single year for every single year for my mom's birthday. Her birthday is actually on July 20. Her birthday is her birthday is actually on July 25th. She wants me is to make one of her favorite pies. I always make the best ones. I always make her is mixed berry, tea lamb, lemon marine, apple crisp. And but besides, that's not really a pie. But besides, her birthday is on this month. We are with now. Her birthday is actually coming up, and but besides, she was me. She she was me is it make this pie this year on this month. She was me is it make a key lamb.
All right.
So I always make a pies. It's like number one thing that she always loves to eat. And that's why I love making pies way more than other things. Because with cakes, brownies, I make things. I love making those things, but pies is actually so much easy to make and bake than the other ones. Because other ones it takes more extra time. I see. Do this, do that. Now you play with in with capital and time. But for pies, I just have to. And for pies, I just have to do that. I just have to. So,
What's your favorite dessert to eat?
right.
What's your favorite dessert to eat?
So here's a secret, but I. But here's a secret. I don't eat sweets. I don't eat cakes, pies. I do not even own cookies. I never do, but because I never have. Because I only do eat is raspberries, ice cream, and microwave popcorn. As a movie popcorn to go through the, is to go through the, is to go to, they're going to like me. I do not eat is popcorn at the like at the movies. I will not eat it. I don't eat popcorn or like in bags. I don't eat those. But I do eat is popcorn right in the microwave. And that's the number one popcorn I do eat. So
So that's your dessert is popcorn
um
and raspberries.
and ice cream.
Collette, I'd love to hear about what having your own business means to you and how has it helped other people? Because I know that you have been hiring people that just need a job or need an opportunity. How has having your business, Collettey's Cookies, and all of the businesses, everything that you're doing, how has that helped you and how is it helping other people?
So so you should ask me like in a different kind of a question. That question is very hard to answer for me. But because I only can say this. So having my own company means to me is so important because I really want to do is to I really want to do is to empower other people who have a diverse abilities to learn about um how to get a job. To really what to do is make make to make money is to earn a living. To really want to live independently, not always living the rest of their life is to live with their parents. And that's exactly what they really want to do is to get a job, is to pay their own bills. They have to learn cooking on their own. Not all having their parents is a cook. Not all having their parents is a cook for them the rest of their life. But because all of those things and also open up your bank account too, that all of those things you have to learn is to be independent. Just like I did. Like a good example, I did that. And that's exactly why I like to do is to empowering other people is to is to learning that way is um is to is to learn that way who really wants to do that for themselves. But for jobs, for like I like for like for like if people only no not people like if people who have very diverse abilities, I have to give them as the best as if you give them as as a best advice who really want to use the own property is this. Number one, we need to work hard. Number two, love what you do. Two things they have to do is to work in a business. And also, there's two other ones, I promise. Two other ones is this. Um, do not focusing on these abilities. They only need to do is to focusing on their abilities. And the last one is this. You deserve, Steve, you deserve the best. You have to do part of deserving of the best is to start to be living in yourself. So it's part of that. So
It's so important for all of us to believe in ourselves and to know that we are, as I talk a lot of times on this podcast about how we are as unique as our fingerprint. And I love what you talk about diverse abilities because all of us really are diverse, right? We're so unique and all of our stories are unique and our abilities are unique. Even the fact that you are an incredible baker and you don't even like to eat desserts, you don't even like to eat your own cookies,
yeah.
but it's a gift that you have. And all of us have that. And it's so important for us to find out what that is and also to work really hard to be where we want to be. And you're such an example, even to me, Collette, in so many ways, in the ways that you are impacting the world for good. And you're doing so much. And I'm thinking about everyone who's listening, how we can all learn something from you to say, Collette did it. I love baking. Maybe I could open up a shop, or maybe I could do this, or maybe I could do that. And a lot of times we just have to put one foot in front of the other, right? I know that you didn't have everything figured out when you started baking, but the opportunities presented themselves. And then also for people that are listening, if they own a business, to create opportunities for people with diverse abilities. It's so important for each and every one of us to find opportunities to help other people and to be there for other people because we're all in this crazy journey that we call life together, right? And we're stronger together when we help one another.
That is all correct. It really is because honestly, kid, and for people who is listening to this podcast right now, this means to me and my company is this means to me so much to have my own is to have my company is to give other people a good example of me and my company too. And my mission and my story of my company is to learn all the things about jobs and also job forget that just jobs is to learn about being new jobs, yes, but this is so important also to own your own company, to is to have your own employees. It always be not 18 years, but because it's so important is to have each other no matter what. I am actually going to say that because I want everyone who is to have amazing employees who is part of this one happy family. And that's what I have in my company. And that's so important is to have each other by their side most of the time. So take a good example. I have my mom, and she's my partner. Her job is actually way different than my job. But because having her and 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 the rest of my employees, since I have 15 people, they are so important to they are so important to me and my company because I really want to make sure everyone who is happy, who love, and also and also and also working hard and working hard and also love what you do. And that's so important to me to have my employees is to be that way. Not always feeling down, not always feeling sad, not always feeling deep, not always feeling deep, they're feeling sad and it's feeling down. If they actually do feel that way, I always help them. I always tell them if you do feel the way is just grab water, just take a walk, or just use the bathroom, or just take a deep breath. You're gonna be just fine. Just be yourself. Never change about yourself at all, ever. So that's why I am really good doing that with my employees. So assume feeling that way, feeling sad, feeling down, and that's why I have them a lot. So
You are such a beacon of light and you are helping so many people. And I know everyone who's listening, they're so inspired by you and everything that you are and everything that you stand for. Looking for stories of women who are changing the world? The One Girl Revolution podcast is your go-to for inspiration and empowerment. Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts and never miss an episode. Let's celebrate the power of women together. For people that are listening, Collette, how can they support your work? Obviously, they can follow you on social media, they can buy your cookies, they can buy your books, but talk about all the different ways that people can support you.
So I want people is to support me and my message and my story of my company, and is to have them do is to um, um is to have them do is to follow me on my social media. I have TikTok, I have YouTube, I have Instagram, I have LinkedIn, Twitter. We are these days they call it X now. But besides all of my social media and my books just learn about of my mission and my story. They love seeing that what I have been doing. So
That's amazing. I will put all of the website links, all the social media links in our show notes so people can easily get in touch with you. And I always say that the free and easy way to support anyone who's on this podcast and anything that they're doing is just to follow and share. So even if people follow you and they share some of your posts, it helps support your mission and helps continue to grow what you've already built. And I know there is so much on the horizon, and I can't wait to see where you go from here. Collette, you are a one girl revolution. That's why I wanted to have you on this podcast. But who is a one girl revolution in your life? Who is a woman or girl that inspires you?
my mom. She weekends is always be my mom, but I do have a second person, and I like to put that ad also on this podcast. It's my sister. So who is actually in who is that who I am right now? I cannot live without my sister and my mom because honestly, both of them are so in. They are like two amazing hard worker. Um, and my mom, she's sort of bad, badasses. I say badass. She totally is. But honestly, they having my sister and my mom helps me to be who I am right now. Because honestly, I cannot live without them because they that because we will always be a team. We are a family. We always have each other backs. We always do is to love over each other no matter what. But besides having my sister play the piano, I know she is. I hope I am hoping if she is listening this also is that how lucky I am is to have her as my sister is I need to cry. No, never mind. Because she means to me so much in my life. Same with my mom too. Something same thing, the same way as my mom. Because with my mom, she 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 actually have been telling me one thing to me is I will give I will give you the best life possible. And she please like that. Yeah, she did that because where I am now, um, having my own company, living in Boston, living in a amazing city of Boston. Um, it's mind blowing. So
I'm getting choked up, Collette, because my mama and my sisters are the same way because they're just so amazing. I have a brother too, but my shout out to my brother, but my sisters and my mom have been so supportive. Like I know your sister and your mom are of you and your hopes and dreams, and it's so important for us to talk about them and how much they mean to us.
yeah, but and also another space about my sister today. She is actually from Vancouver, Like it's actually that so Vancouver. She lives she lives in Canada, but actually she is actually coming home here in Boston. This was her first home, but now she's coming home this weekend because we are actually going down to we are actually going down to New York this weekend. This is having my sister, and because she's getting married, she actually did got engaged on her birthday last year. She asked one person to be as a maid of. She asked one person to be as a maid of honor. It's me.
Wow.
So
That's such an honor.
it really is. So when my sister actually said that to me, my heart was literally pounding out of my chest. I have tears rolling down from my eyes, and she was saying, "Colette, to my sister, I want you to be my maid of honor." So when she was saying that, it's like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Seriously, this means to me so much. But besides since I didn't know anything about maid of honor is, so and means to, but I am working on it with her and her own wedding, but it's like this is amazing. So that is exactly why that we are going to New York to go to a Antas to have a small cabin party for my sister's birthday, for her wedding, and her mom's birthday. So
That's amazing. Well, I hope you girls have so much fun in New York. That's going to be
yeah,
amazing.
yes.
Colette, before I let you go, I always end this podcast on one question. So I'd like to ask you if you could leave women and girls around the world with one message, what would it be?
What do you mean exactly by that?
Oh, like if there's like an inspiration or if somebody's listening and you could say something like, I'm trying to think of something that you said. So like encouraging people, encouraging women and girls to be who they were created to be.
I would say for for the people out there is don't give up on don't I say is don't give up on yourself. All you need to do um is um is start believing in yourself more and also that life is not always easy. All you need to do is keep your head up high and just be open and just be more honest and also just be who you are. Because honestly, I want people to be and feel that way because I really want them is to think about who I am today. No, who I am today is amazing. You have amazing love. You have amazing families and friends and kids and of course aunts and like and with all of those people and like just believing in yourself who should not think this way is to give up very easily because I really part of them is to do is keep on trying hard, but because once again not too hard. But because I really part of them is to do is to start believing in yourself, don't give up on yourself too, and is just be who you are right now because that is so important. So
Colette, you are such a beacon of light, and I'm so grateful to know you. I can't wait to continue to stay in touch with you and follow everything that you're doing. Thank you so much for being on the One Girl Revolution podcast, and thank you for all the incredible work that you do.
thank you so much for
For more from One Girl Revolution, to listen to all of our podcast episodes, watch our Emmy-nominated documentary series, follow us on social media, donate to our nonprofit organization, and more, please visit onegirlrevolution.com. That's the number onegirlrevolution.com.